5,
What the fuck?
4,
What
3,
the hell?
2,
Damn.
1, go.
We're back live at the Flairbar.com show. You just saw Josh Gage makes an incredible drink. Impressed? Absolute? Finest call? You can't get much better than that. But right now, more impressive than that, we have a lovely guest here. If you haven't seen, she's wearing a dress, and one of the few guests on our show that actually wear a dress and omit it in public. We have Miss Ava Kopieczek. Ava, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Nice. First of all, let's do a shot. Our mixologist, Cesar Romero, made something nice at the Absolute and Finest Call. Cesar, what was it?
Rose water, tequila salsa commemorativo,
With Absolute Berry Acai.
berry
And
acai,
which Finest
and
Call?
Finest call lime juice.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to our sponsors, and cheers to Phil Raimondo coming up in a second.
I guess I'm not supposed to cough on that
I
one.
swear she swallows. So anyways, let's throw this out there. We're live back at Tales of the Cocktail 2010. My first experience at Tales of the Cocktail was actually last year in 2009, where we first met.
That's true. That's true. Very interesting times.
Okay, because you brought it up. Let's say this. What was your first experience at Tales?
Oh, my first experience. Not with you. Just a
No, we're going to get to that. We're going to have a video clip of that, but yeah.
My first experience at Tales was 3 years ago. I came for the first time in 2007. And
3 years ago.
I was just trying to make sure that that was correct.
Okay.
Anyway, it was great. I knew nothing 3 years ago, honestly.
How did you first hear about Tales?
At the time, I was working for Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, and growing up in Louisiana, I was living in southern Louisiana, and I actually heard an ad on the radio about Tales of Cocktail. And I went to Phil Raimondo, who's now with Beam Global, but my boss,
Now drunk.
and who's now drunk playing the piano somewhere. But
You know what? We're not going to go to that clip. We're going to go to that clip tomorrow, but keep going. I'm sorry.
But anyway, but at the time he was my boss, and I went to him and I asked him about this Tales of the Cocktail. He said, "Oh, absolutely, you should go." And so I did, and it was a great learning experience, and I've been coming every year since.
And I love the fact that she's been coming here every year since. And I'll say this because last year, Ava, Brian Lukmas, and actually Ben Rose, we all had a great time together. We all hung out. And actually, your mom, Lana, showed us a good time at Pat O'Brien's and the Dungeon, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you created the good time at the Dungeon. However, my mother still, I of course have not lived in Louisiana for a number of years, and my mother living 2 hours away, it's a good time for us to get together, and I try to kind of get her involved and teach her about what it is that I do. Can't always make people understand that, but
you can try it through liquor.
but you
and
can
your
try
mom's a
through
good
liquor,
learner.
and she is all gung ho about being the, the guinea pig. So she came to meet me at Tales last year, and yes, good times were had by all.
Good times were had by all. And I'm going to say this. We actually go back through different venues, and through venues, different friends and family of Flair. And I'm just going to go back and say, I'm going to throw a word out, I'm going to throw a name out, and I just want to see you. I'm going to throw a name out, and I want to hear one word from you, and your first response.
Shit.
Travis Tober.
He's a good kid.
Okay, that was a lot of words, but he's a good kid. Those of you that don't know, I throw a bartending competition called Bar Wars, and Travis Tober was actually the winner of Bar Wars 1. And
Can I
jump in?
Can I restate what I was gonna say?
Yes.
He can't pour worth shit.
Oh, no, that's why he went to his bar when he worked at Cheer Fridays every Tuesday for In the Biz Night.
Sorry,
because
Travis.
I got great drinks there. But tell me how you got to know Travis and then...
I actually trained Travis.
Oh! Please tell us.
I mean, I know Travis has a lot of experience, but he took a job in West Palm Beach with Ruth's Chris, and I was there doing the opening, basically, and I went through a whole training session with Travis, and we became good friends because he is a great bartender. But we've had a lot of, pour-offs, if you will, and he loses more than he wins.
Yes, he does. But I think he gains more in his palate more than anywhere else.
Well, I'm sure.
Travis, fuck you, but I love you.
Me too, Travis.
So, okay, so you met Ruth Chris, you left Ruth Chris to move on to bigger and better things. So tell us what you're doing now.
I've recently taken a beverage director position with a company in Atlanta. We're expanding, opening a big rooftop lounge, which is slated for a week from now, which is why I'm here.
Which is slated a week from now. She's got to put together a whole cocktail menu, train the servers, train the staff, train the bartenders, put together the beverage program, if you will. And it's a week away, she's at Tales of the Cocktail.
It's actually August 1st, and it is now it's now July.
And those of you that don't know, it
22nd?
is 1:45 in the morning.
Salud for that.
And she's drinking, doing shots, and doing this interview, spending
And
her
in
precious
the
time.
words of my dear friend Francesco Lafranconi, we are not drinking, we are learning. So, I'm with him on that one.
But the good thing is, she's been bouncing different ideas off with her drink menu at Circa.
Cafe Circa.
Cafe Circa, do they have a website?
They do. Except it's not coming up on
And
this computer.
if you go to www.barwars.info, we'll have the link for you there. RyanSeacrest.com. He will also have the link for you. But she's actually bouncing different ideas off. And what she's doing, which I'm actually pretty impressed with, that I'm a huge fan of, is actually doing a drink menu, seasonal drink menu, and doing half classic cocktails
Correct.
and half contemporary cocktails.
Correct. And going forward, we want to expand from that as well to get into more revolutionary ideas. But a big saying of mine is you have to crawl before you can walk or before you can run. And being a restaurant called Cafe Circa, the idea is to take classic cocktails, circa 1920, and make sure that we do those very well. Atlanta's cocktail culture is growing for sure, and we want to be on the front end of that. And so to be able to do classic cocktails extremely well, and then go into the circa 2010 doing contemporary house-specific cocktails is very important to us. And I think being ahead of the curve is the way to go on that.
I agree with you 100%. And here's something I would love to see. I come into Cafe Circa, I open the drink menu, and will I see an Absolute or Finest Call drink on the menu?
Absolutely.
Absolutely is the word of the day, folks. Absolutely. Rudy, high five right there. Absolutely. See, right there, she gets credit. Bonus points. So when do you guys open?
Well, we do a soft opening starting August 1st. The first location has been open since January of 2008. So it's a work in progress, but we're still, that's up and running. The second location is opening, like I said, grand opening August 15th.
August 15th. If you guys aren't doing anything, please book your rooms now. August 15th is going to be one hell of a party. I'm going to say this. I'm definitely spending the night.
Tableside cocktails.
Tableside cocktails. Lana and I are doing body shots. I don't know how it's going to go down.
I'm going to stay home for that one.
But it's going to be a great video. And we're going to have the extras to that. No, we're not going to cut to that just yet because it doesn't happen. Okay, but I'm going to say this. We're going to cut to a break. We're going to come right back. We're going to learn more about Ava and her choice of the dress. She's after these messages.